Welcome to r/leopardsatemyface, where the schadenfreude is real. Ways Trump has described his supporters in the past 24 hours. Pretty bad people, weaklings, past supporters. Are these Republicans really serious? They think they're allowed to have independent thought beyond what dear leader dictates them to have? Oh gosh. That can't be right in my Trump's America. I've been a loyal Trump supporter since 2016. I lost a job, friendships, been smeared online, doxed and pressed charges on people who've stalked and harassed me for supporting him. If Trump doesn't want my support because I care about the Epstein files, then I'm done. Bye. So, this guy supported him for 9 years now. In that, 365 times 9. In that 3,285 day period, this guy has never thought to himself, you know all those photos of Trump and Epstein and all the things Trump says about women, and all the various lawsuits and the felonies he's got, and the countless amount of whistleblowers, he might want to cover Epstein's ass? Yeah, absolute silly billies like this guy are more oblivious than a deer in headlights. I give it 2 weeks. They always boomerang back, don't they? As much as they like to bitch and moan about their dear leader, so much for the left-bin snowflakes. They can't help but stay in that abusive cycle with their parasocial politician boyfriend. Who would have guessed? Murdoch paid $787 million for lying for Trump. Now Trump's suing him for lying about him. The scammer has turned on the scam. See, here's the thing I really don't get, is why do people think that siding with the fascist is gonna give them the upper hand? I'm sorry, but it's been shown over and over and over again that when you side with fascists and dictators, you don't get any benefits and you end up getting stabbed in the back. It's simple. Don't side with fascists. Funny how the Epstein story really took off at the exact same time that Trump began to publicly criticize Putin. Also, funny that Elon, Murdoch, Tucker Carlson, Tulsi Gabbard and Michael Flynn, all with documents tied to Putin, are the leading public outcry about Epstein. I'm sure the Epstein story will die down when Putin brings Trump to heel again. Wait and see. It's really fucking hard to be able to coordinate all of the different bad things that Trump and his cronies are. They're doing all this horrible shit, have done previously horrible shit, and are in the pockets of other horrible people. It's actually slightly overwhelming to put it all together. It's almost like they were best friends. Trump supporters burn MAGA hats as he dismisses Epstein files furor as hoax. Mike Pence is the latest prominent figure to call for the release of the files on sex offender once close to president. Yeah, all that burning's gonna do is make them buy another $50 hat in a month. Wait, no, 2 weeks, when they forget about it, because that's how long their attention span is. Yup, performative, they will vote for him again. I really feel that a lot of this crying is just performative and for them to be able to justify their own hate to themselves and try and relieve themselves of consequence of their own actions. But at the end of the day, they will vote and support themselves into oblivion. Because they may hate him now, but he's gonna probably do something in a week that will get them all back loving dear leader. That's exactly how I feel about it. If you go to the Conservative sub, you can already see the seeds being planted. Oh yeah, they're tugging each other off over Hunter Biden again. It's always another distraction from reality with those people, ain't it? Oh, and they'll buy new hats. 3-time Trump voter and January 6th insurrectionist randomly becomes sentient and realizes MAGA is a cult. It only took you raising and attempting to lynch Congress for you to realize that MAGA might be a cult? Donald Trump could line up dozens of children on the White House lawn, and I'm not saying that. And these paid influencers would still come up with some 5D chess or "you don't get it because you aren't real MAGA" excuse. You people are an embarrassment and a disgrace. I mean, he's not wrong, but Jesus fucking Christ, you got a bit late to the party. Now we're talking about it, and Trump is screaming for everyone to stop. JD literally said Trump was America's Hitler at one point. Yeah, and he decided he would rather work for Hitler to gain power than have basic human decency. What a royal cunt. Yeah, and he decided he would work for Hitler to gain power because he doesn't have human decency. Edited for accuracy. Yeah, that's what I've seen with a lot of right-wing politicians and right-wing people in general. They will slowly creep forward until they are literally fascists, but they still think they're moderates. Hey chan, if you guys like this gay guy reading stuff, you should totally press the like and subscribe button, cause it helps a lot. Subscribe to me, or you're not invited to my birthday party. Millionaire senator and former governor of Nebraska, mad that this rural clinic closed, and CEO blamed the money cuts of the big beautiful bill that the senator voted for. I just learned that Senator Ricketts called the CEO of McCook Hospital to yell at him and blame him for announcing the closure of the Curtis Clinic. According to Ricketts, the announcement made the closure political. And all the angry constituents are the fault of the CEO, not the selfish vote of Ricketts. Everything I learn about this man tells me he is not fit or deserving of the office he holds. His actions are shameful and selfish. Oh wow, even a fucking senator doesn't realize that my vote has consequences? And politics can actually affect my constituents? Give me a fucking break. This midterms better be a fucking bloodbath for people like him. Dear Senator Ricketts, the CEO does not work for you. This is a problem you made for yourself. Live with your failure. By calling the CEO, he's acting a bit socialist. More authoritarian. Socialist would be him demanding that they allow the hospital to be bought out by the employees to keep running, as one example. He just thinks because he's a US senator that the CEO should do what he demands. Yep, channeling his Trumpiness and bullying the CEO, just like a child throwing a tantrum. I really love when MAGA and people like that say that dear leader's got the Trump effect or something along those lines, when actually it's just him throwing a tantrum at people and expecting results. Like, wow, congratulations, the ace up his sleeve is acting like a spoilt toddler. She made a backroom deal with the guy who makes backroom deals, and then he went back in that room with someone else to go back on that backroom deal? Whoa, making a deal with a scumbag is actually going to lead you to get fucked over. What? Who'd have thunk? Lisa Murkowski says she feels cheated after Trump removed tax credits she asked to include in the budget bill. I feel like we made a deal and then hours later a deal was made to somebody else. Wow, so you voted for the big beautiful bill, trying to make a deal for you to be exempt from it, and then a surprise when you got backstabbed and you're not exempt from it? You voted in disregard to the other 49 states of your country for... what exactly? Murkowski is a fucking disgrace to Alaska. I can't wait for the midterms. Problem is, people will forget when the time comes. That's how Republicans keep getting elected. Undecided voters have the memories of a fucking goldfish. Correction, voters have the memory of a goldfish. In the words of Winston Churchill, allegedly. The best argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with an average voter. Keep voting for the goalpost movers and gets mad when the goalposts keep moving? I really think in schools, basic critical thinking and self-awareness should be a mandatory topic for everyone. Then suddenly you'd see Republicans start fizzling away. I wonder why. It's our favourite horrible subreddit. Of course they're coping about this. I don't know why you'd be frustrated at the administration when it's the media who's pushing these fake narratives. I'm frustrated with the admin for 2 reasons. They spent months talking about the files they had, and they would leave no stone unturned, then suddenly 180'd and have tried to convince us that this was suddenly all created by the libs, and it's nonsense. Second reason I'm frustrated is they've done a fantastic job of somehow getting a ton of the conservative voting base just to take their word for things without doing any research. So you just admitted that they're in the cult business? Good job, you're halfway there. You are a fantastic example of this. If in February I'd spoken to you and said, liberals created the entire Epstein thing, it's all a hoax created by Democrats in power in the media, you would think I was out of my mind because Bondi and Patel had spoken about phase 1 of the Epstein file release. But here you're telling me that now? Less than half a year later, it's mind-boggling. That's right, a large majority of MAGA is just a fucking cult. Uh-oh, independent thought alarm. Better remove all the coloured chalk from that subreddit. I warned ye, that coloured chalk was forged by Biden himself. Oh no, not Biden. He shall make us all gay communist trans trains. Oh no.